TGIF.
Young blood made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down, my head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now, do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime, no we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No we don't care about the bad nights, for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime, oh we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No we don't care about the bad nights, for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this.
Let's get it started. Just hit that thumbs up while you're rolling in. Thank God it's the weekend.
I'm on my last straw, I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies, I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me, 'cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like a fluke. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. I'm on my last straw, I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Good to see all of my pearls this evening. Today is November 15th, 2024. It is 8:59 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. There is supposed to be a special here shortly with Court TV. I want to, if I don't keep it on there, it quits streaming. So I need to pop this up, guys. I apologize, but I got to pop this up while we wait. But we got a lot to cover this evening and got some stuff that we need to talk about, and we need to be maybe refreshed in. I don't get it. Hold on. Is Benjamin Button in here? Is Benjamin Button in here? Someone saying hi to Ben. I don't see him, but if Benjamin Button is in here, hello, Benjamin Button. Yeah, a lot of people are watching the boxing tonight. The boxing. So okay. Excuse you, madam. It's supposed to happen at 9, I believe. Let me read this. This is from Nick from At Night Media. It is yeah, this is Court TV. This is Court TV right here. Let me look. Let me see if it's on Court TV. Let me do it's like this. No, it's not on Court TV. It's supposed. Well, it might be just a few seconds behind here, is what it could be. So we're just kind of waiting for it to. Well, let me fast forward. Why won't it let me fast forward? Do it like this. Let's refresh it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Credit goes to Court TV.
2024. And as the days and weeks, and now months have passed, there's still no sign of Sebastian, no sign of foul play, and no answers about what happened. Did someone harm Sebastian? Did he just walk away? We're searching for those answers as we investigate the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. And for weeks after Sebastian's disappearance, a massive search effort took place over the areas of Tennessee, near and far from Sebastian's home in Hendersonville. Multiple law enforcement agencies participated. There was ground, aerial, water searches. Nothing has led to the return of Sebastian. Now, official law enforcement agencies, they've completely dialed back, at least with organized searches. But another group of investigators is still working very hard to find him. Here is an update we received today from Dog the Bounty Hunter and At Night Private Intelligence, a branch of One World. New leads suggest possible sightings or related activity in Oregon and New York. And we are pursuing all tips with heightened urgencies. And that brings us to our first question of this hour. And that's an obvious one. Where is Sebastian Rogers tonight? As so many people continue to look for him and worry about this young man. Let's bring in Dwayne Chapman, a.k.a. Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's with us. He's joined this search effort for Sebastian, and he has dedicated a lot of resources, including his time, and attorney Joe Lesniak, who's assisting with the legal aspects of this search. Good evening to both of you. Dog, let's start with the updates. Where are we here? And if you could, just give us a little bit of more detail on these possible leads in specifically, it sounds like the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, and then something over on the New York-Canadian border.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you having us on the show, and I'm glad my lawyer's there. Let me tell you something, because sometimes I stick my foot in my mouth. So, Mr. Joe, are you there, brother?
I'm here, Dog.
Thank you, sir. So, first of all, I don't mean to spin this, but you said a lot of law enforcement and volunteers and all that were out there searching. Let me tell you the truth, and nothing but the truth. Chris Proudfoot was threatening all kind of people that they should go home. Why are they there? He allegedly sprayed some neighbor with water, because they were asking. So a lot of people, let's say, tried to, help and volunteer, but Proudfoot and his cronies, or maybe by himself, was threatening them, stopping them. And I don't know why the people that were threatened and threatened by him allegedly didn't call the police or what is it called? The TBI. I don't know why the TBI hasn't done nothing unless they're neck deep in it too. I talked to one of the guys and it was ridiculous. We want the FBI, the marshals, We need the FBI. We need the marshals in on this. And let me tell you about them. They will find what happened to the little boy. They will find Sebastian what happened to him.
What do you think happened to him, Dwayne? I mean, it seems it's very hard to get your head around that he has not turned up in after this long of a period of time. Do you believe he was abducted? Is he? What's your gut telling you now that you've you know enough and have invested enough here? What's your gut say?
Well, first of all, please call me dog. That's okay to call me dog. And there's a lot of possibilities. Okay, the worst possibility, of course, you could guess that. But we've checked into sex slaves. There's a lot of kids that are autistic that it's unbelievable, from 5 to 18 years old, little boys and little girls that are in the sex trade. They're catching them right now all over Tennessee. They just caught a kid, I think 8 or 9 years old, yesterday or the day before. So, we want to show those kids pictures of Sebastian. We want to show them those little kids got, sometimes they can ID someone a lot better than anyone else. So we want to show those kids pictures. But again, the ones that I guess found the kids is the TBI. I hate to sound redundant, but we need the federal marshals and we need the feds in on this.
You mentioned the Proudfoots, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Katie Proudfoot, for those who haven't been following this, is the mother of Sebastian. She was the last person to see him. Chris, the stepfather, and we invited them on tonight. We did get a hold of them. They declined.
Oh, imagine
Joe,
that.
There has they are. Of course they will.
There's been some pretty nasty rhetoric going on online. Not only, not just people attacking the Proudfoots, but Seth Rogers has been the victim here of a lot of hate. Why? Where is that coming from?
I think a lot of people have a lot of time on their hands. Chris, I think what happens is they get caught up in their own rhetoric, as you said, and their own story. And they want to try and create headlines. They want to try and create something that's not there. They create smoke, and then they point to the smoke that they created. And you're sitting there going, stop, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. And yet they don't care because the smoke generates more advertising, more smoke, and more people. And they have attacked not only Seth, but anybody who's aligned themselves with Seth Rogers. Seth is and Dog and all these individuals are trying to help find this young man, and they constantly are attacking anybody who's ever latched on to Seth Rogers and the search for Sebastian. And that should send up signals. I've been practicing in the criminal defense and criminal prosecution world for almost 20 years and prosecute sexual offenders and other types of cases, kidnapping cases. And it should send up a red flag to law enforcement of people who are degrading and putting down and trying to drag through the mud the people who are helping. And so these bloggers and these content creators, there are some that are very helpful and getting the name out and the information out. And then there are others who are just, like you said, dragging people through the mud for their own education and their own desires to get headlines and people to come and listen to them. And to me, as Andy Warhol said, everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame, but their 15 minutes are up. And we're tired of it. We're not going to sit tight and let these people utilize these powerful platforms online to drag and defame individuals who are trying to find, one who's trying to desperately find his son, and others who are trying to find this young man on behalf of his father and his family. And so we have taken action, and we are moving forward in everything we can to stop it and continue doing investigation here, and that is to find Sebastian.
Dog, when you have a mother who does not seem to want to participate in the search for her child, at least publicly, what does that tell you, mother and stepfather, the Proudfoots I'm speaking of?
Well, brother, I'll leave that up to your viewers to decide. As far as I've done this way over 40 years, and You know, I lost a baby girl, you know, Barbara Katie at 22 years old. 19 years ago, I barely still can talk about it. You know, so that is like unbelievable. And I also heard that there's witnesses that once Sebastian was in the front yard and Chris Proudfoot was screaming at him, and he called him a retard, and Sebastian hit the ground and started bawling. So, I mean, you know, all these, what is the old saying, all roads point to Rome? I mean, you know, this is like almost obvious.
Well, if they were involved, though, Doug, then one would think they didn't have a ton of time. They didn't have a ton of sophistication, one would think. Where is Sebastian, and how could they, let's say the worst did happen.
9 hours.
How would they have gotten away with it? Is this a shoddy investigation from day one?
Partially.
Well, you know, somewhat. You know, somewhat. It's the police officer, it's the TBI. I guess their lead guy is ahead of it. So yeah,
Yes,
you know, put blame where it falls. That guy, you know, it's just incredible. I can't believe that. You know, but what so far what our leads could say, there is a manhole right in front of the Proudfoot's property. And they've said, yeah, the drone or the cops, somebody said, they flew drones in there, and there's like 3 foot of mud, okay? Then a dog, a really good dog, 2 of them, one of them stopped at the edge of the pond that was drained, and the other one jumped in the pond. You know, if Sebastian was put down that manhole into the mud, the scent would have carried to that pond. So I want to know why they haven't blocked that off, got in some kind of suit, and went on their hands and knees and looked in that, you know, that manhole and all the way to the pond. Dogs, you know, their sense of smell is so much more than a human being. And for a German Shepherd to jump in the water, well, they drain the pond. Yeah, because he could be in that manhole, in that little, you know, cave, whatever they call it, inside there where it drains to that pond. So there's a lot of things that the TBI could be doing and haven't done nothing. Now, I heard they flew a drone in there. Well, you know how muddy that is and how thick of mud is in there? You know, flying a drone on top inside is not going to do nothing.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get a break. Coming up next, we're going to ask, what is the current status of the investigation? Our guests are going to stay with us. Be back with more right after this.
Oh, wait 1 second.
Is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
Dog just broke YouTube. I'm telling you, he just fucking broke it, like Hair Curlers and Crime just said. And you know, that is a way that they could have potentially put him in there and you know, to get to the other side. I don't know how big it is, but it looks pretty big. But we've got a lot to talk about this evening. Buckle up. I'm fired up. And he's speaking facts, in my opinion, at least. So, oh, thank you so much. It's me, Jen. Thank you, darling, for gifting a pearl necklace. If you receive that pearl necklace, make sure you thank our sweet Jen. And this is Live Court TV, yes. And yeah, isn't that something? That is why, Castle, and everyone here, that is why my live today is actions speak louder than words. Who is doing the action? Who's doing the action? Well, the action, since that we have seen publicly, which regardless of if you're privately searching, the public is how things get solved, right? That's how things get solved. Why wouldn't you want to work with the public? Why wouldn't you want your face out there showing Sebastian where his mother is, where his stepfather is? Why wouldn't you? Actions always speak louder than words. Do you look for something that you may know where it is? If I know where my car keys is, I don't look. I don't look. If I look for my car keys, and because I don't know where they are, I'll spend the energy to look for my car keys. But if I know where my car keys are and I'm roaming around the house looking for them, but I know where they are, I'm not going to waste that energy. Right? Mohawk, that is the reason why the neighbors that I have spoken to have said they will not come out and speak their experiences because of the way they have been, the way Bobby was attacked. I saw in another chat room this evening her getting attacked. Still, months later, for just sharing their experiences. What they saw with their own eyes. Here we go.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out.
We're not ruling anything out.
At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now. So we are pursuing any and all avenues.
That was Sumner County Sheriff's deputies Eric Craddock and Susan
you,
Highland
Mom,
of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. She was the second person, obviously, at a press conference in the months after Sebastian was reported missing. About the same time, Deputy Craddock spoke with reporter Nick Barris from WTVF in Nashville about whether or not they'd cleared anybody from the immediate family as being a suspect in this case. Take a listen.
We have not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
That was in April of 2024, a little more than a month into the search for Sebastian, and the official word from police was that nobody's been cleared, but still there's no evidence of foul play, yet one would think that foul play absolutely is involved here. And that brings us to our next question. What is the current status of this investigation so many months after Sebastian Rogers first went missing? We still have with us Dog the Bounty Hunter and his lawyer to keep him in check, Joe Lesniak. Dog, you're in Tennessee. What's going on? Is there anything you can share with us in terms of new developments in your investigation?
Officers, I respect law enforcement. so much. And they were saying way back then that they had no leads. Okay, nobody should be charged or blah, blah, blah. But now, what about now? What about today? What about last week? I think you guys need to do interviews now, update everybody. What about right now after all these things have, come forward? And a lot of people online, whatever, are saying, dog, what gives you the right? What gives you the right? You're a bounty hunter. What gives you the right? Well, what gives me the right is Tennessee has one of the greatest of all time laws. It's called the Citizens' Right to Arrest Law.
Yep.
You talk about booting a door in and going in and grabbing them. I can do that. I'm a citizen, whether I'm Dog the Bounty Hunter, Dwayne Lee Chapman, or I have the right as a citizen of the United States of America to put in custody and take out the person that hurt or whatever happened to little Sebastian.
America.
So are you onto something?
Yes, sir.
Can you share?
Well, no, because they'll run. I know who the weakest link is. You get in Tennessee, brother, it's the death penalty. That is the death penalty. Would they rather go to lethal injection, or would they rather be paroled in 20 years or something? They still would have time to, live a life. So that one of the Tennessee carries the death penalty.
Let me get this straight. You're on to a lead. You're there in Tennessee. You're actively pursuing it. And
yes, sir.
Now, I get that you have the right to move forward with what you believe is possibly detaining an individual or two, or I don't want any details because you're being cagey, but do you have to alert law enforcement before you make any sort of a move to let everybody know, hey, I'm here and here's what I'm doing?
No, sir. I don't have to alert no one. I cannot transport. I can arrest cops. And then the cops come or whoever to read that person their rights and transport them to jail. I can do everything but read them their rights or transport. But under the law, in the United States of America, I can arrest.
Give us a little hint. Like, did you is this someone who has always been part of the landscape, or is this something new? Or don't jump in, Joe, and have him stop.
Hey, yeah. Well, I have to jump in and have him stop. Dwayne, a dog, you can't, yes, Ted, both of them are possibly right. So good questions, but yes. So yeah, there's a private investigator also involved that we need to keep secure as well. So I know you're looking for information, but we got to be careful how far we go.
Talk about that. All right, we're going to let this play out, and hopefully we'll be one of your first calls when you make a break in this case. We're all hoping that, because that's what everybody's hoping for. In fact,
well, I carry a film crew with me everywhere I go, brother.
Yes. The reward up to $170K, $175,000. That's a lot of money. There seems to be a lot of interest in this country still in finding Sebastian, which is fantastic. Can you talk about the people that you have behind you, Dog, that are helping to support your investigation?
Well, there's several, many, 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 and I can't name their names, but it's all, it's not like we're preaching in a church and taking offering, but there are a lot of people that have pledged their money to it's kind of tricky about rewards, okay? We want what happened to Sebastian. So the reward goes to whoever can tell us where Sebastian is and or what happened to him. And Joe, I hope this doesn't get me in trouble, but brother, since you've heard all this and you guys are good at Court TV, and who do you think did it?
Joe won't let me answer, so I'm just leave it at that.
Attorney Ted, go ahead.
Yeah, gentlemen, thank you for all you're doing, and because the goal is here to find this young man, find Sebastian Rogers, hopefully alive and well. Joe Lesniak, Dwayne Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter, thank you both for everything, and keep us updated, please, as this continues, this investigation.
Well, thank you for having us on and keeping this at the forefront. It's shows like this that really help to, like you said, keep it moving forward and keep it on people's minds, because as time goes on, you know, we as American people will lose sight of it. So thank you.
You got it. All right. I'm Ted Rollins. We're going to keep digging for answers as this investigation continues.
Medicare open enrollment is underway.
All right. Well, what do we have there? What do we have there? I guess it's over. It's over, right? Well, he certainly didn't he dropped it. He dropped it. Thank you, Mom First Always. Really do appreciate you. If you received one of those, make sure you thank Mom First Always. CB, how can a mom be silent? I don't know. I don't know. It's not something that, it's nothing that I've ever seen. A mother who says that she has nothing to do with it, and yet doesn't get the opportunity. People are begging for one interview on Court TV, for us to do interviews for their missing loved one. So how in the hell can a mother and a stepfather who says that he walked out on his own? Now, if your son, your daughter, God forbid, walked out on their own, wouldn't you do everything? Wouldn't you take that interview? It has been, let me see here. Seven months since they have done an interview? 7 months. 7 months. Why? Actions always speak louder than words. You have Seth, who we know who was at work. We know this man was at work. That is a fact. That is a fact. Right? We know this man has taken a lie detector test on national television. He said he would take it. We saw the polygrapher. Thank you, Wannabe Sleuthin. 264 days since. A polygrapher who worked for the FBI come out and say he passed every question. Then we have the opposite side here. The opposite side here. They say, they claim, hey, I was in Memphis, hey, I was in the home with Sebastian and I went to bed about midnight and I don't know why he walked out that door. Okay. The dad or the stepdad says this, but that's all we know. He's said it. He has not done anything that I have seen for the public to show that he was where he was. Now, you can say, "Oh, well, he doesn't owe you anything." And I say, "You are absolutely right. He doesn't." But why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? All of these people that ask these questions. Is it back on Court TV? Okay, it's back on. We just started. Okay, here we go.
What were the movements of that individual and the people around him? So what do we know about Sebastian Rogers' last known whereabouts? His mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, Chris Proudfoot, sat down with the Chronicles of Olivia, YouTube creators, and Katie shared what she remembers from Sunday, February 25th, the last time she claims she saw Sebastian.
He said, "All right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. Love you." And went to bed. He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise and I was like, "I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep." And
But didn't he take his medicine? Wouldn't that make him go to sleep?
I went to bed. And 6 o'clock I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he wasn't here.
Katie Proudfoot says she heard a noise coming from Sebastian's room after he went to bed about 10 o'clock. And when she went to wake him up the next morning around 6 a.m., she said he was gone, which begs our next question. Was Sebastian's mom the last person to see him? Is that accurate? Did someone else see him? Was someone else there? Well, investigators say they don't believe so. At least there's no indication for it. Let's bring in YouTube live streamer behind Gray Hughes Investigates. He is Gray Hughes, and he's looked into this case along with some other ones. Gray, what's your take here in terms of that question? And do you believe that what Katie Proudfoot has said is true?
Well, what she's saying really could be true. Her room is actually kitty corner all the way across the house on the other side. So if Sebastian somehow got out of the house, you might not have heard it if it was between 12 and 6 in the morning. And I mean, there's a lot of speculation out there that, you keep hearing it from everybody out there that keeps trying to insinuate that the Proudfoots have something to do with it, where law enforcement's already said that they can find no evidence of foul play. The family's done everything that they've asked. And, they've done everything they were asked, and they are not suspects. But I guess everybody's a suspect until you find, I guess one of the things that I think is interesting is that, there's all these rumors that people come up with, and they show these like a set of lights. I mean, maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it actually turns out that's
Well, talk about that, yeah, because at 3 a.m. you had this surveillance video that seems to, in some people's minds, show that there's maybe 2 flashlights. One comes into frame, goes out, comes back. Take us through that. Why don't you think that has any significance?
Well, they made it sound like originally that they were lights by Sebastian himself and some other individual, but it turns out there are lights up on a road behind that little neighborhood there, and it's like a garbage truck. And I actually, believe it or not, Chris Proudfoot sat and explained it to me for like 40 minutes, really in detail, because they've seen the video, so they know exactly what those lights are. So this case could be one where, there might be another person involved because he did have more access to his cell phone with his biological father. He was able to get online and so forth. And also, how do we know it's not something like Harley Dilly? Do you remember that case at all? There was a case where this kid walked out of his house. He went missing. Everybody was looking for him. It turns out he went up on a roof inside of a chimney, and they actually found him inside the wall there later. So there could be something where he snuck away and fell into something, and they just haven't found him yet.
Personality.
But I'm not extremely suspicious or anything like that of the Proudfoots, but I can't say that they don't have anything to do with it. I just haven't seen anything at all that points to them, other than the timing issue.
You say you sat with Chris Proudfoot. Was this face to face?
No, it was just a phone call. We had I had a map out, and I would send him a picture back and forth and put arrows, and he'd go, yeah, that house right there had the camera on it, and you see this light in this area, and then he showed up on the top of the hill. I can't remember the name of the road here. Let me see if I can find it. It's called Honeysuckle Drive, is where there was a garbage truck up there that was moving, apparently around that time. But that's what the lights are. They're not these people running around in the neighborhood. It's amazing how people come up with these stories because it's more sensationalistic and gets more clicks and views. But there was no, it never happened. There weren't people walking around with flashlights taking Sebastian away at that time.
Garbage trucks at 3 a.m. I guess you heard the whole story and you bought it.
There's no garbage trucks at 3 a.m. Call the garbage company.
We played that clip of Sebastian's dad. This is his reaction. Watch.
I'm not here to sling mud, but why is she asking Chris to verify what she did on Sunday when Chris wasn't here on Sunday? Or the fact that she said that she heard a thump on another interview and didn't bother to check on our son. You know, there's a difference between some noise or a thump.
Great. What do you make of Seth Rogers? He does seem to have feelings towards the Proudfoots, but of course, you're talking about a marriage, you're talking about a child that's missing and the other spouse. What's your gut on Seth and why you believe he thinks they may have had something to do with it?
Well, I just think it's sort of like a dispute back and forth. I mean, he's the ex-husband and he's blaming the Proudfoots. I don't think he has any more information than anybody else, or he would have told the police and they'd be investigating that angle. So it's just, I think it's just bad blood between them. And when the mother said something about a noise, it wasn't quite as nefarious sounding. She just said she heard a thud and said, hey, be careful in there. And he responded or something, go to sleep. And he responded and everything seemed normal. And he's just gone in the morning. So, I mean, we don't know if that's a true story because that's just what she's telling us. But, what do you think?
What does your gut tell you? Do you think that he left the house voluntarily for whatever reason and then something happened there outside? Or the problem with that scenario, of course, is that, why haven't we found him? Enough time has gone by, enough searching has been done. It seems as though the resources were there, at least in those early days and weeks, to thoroughly search this area. One would think, unless, like you say, he fell into some sort of cavern they'd find him by now. He should be found if he just walked out of the house.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he did meet somebody and that went wrong, or he walked quite a ways outside the perimeter of where they'd be searching, and something
You need a
happened to
scent
him
and a camera
in that area.
Oh my God.
I mean, I heard you on the previous portion. You're saying something sort of similar to that, like you don't really know, what happened to him. I mean, I guess it's one of those weird cases out there where somebody just seemingly vanished, because what's the proof that the Proudfoots did anything? Where would the
I agree. There's like that the Proudfoots are not these mastermind criminals unless, for them to, let's say something happened and they did something horrible. If in that scenario, where is he? It's still, there's a problem with why at this point wouldn't they have been able to find either evidence of something in the house, evidence of where he could be. It seems this really is a mystery, and it's a heartbreaking mystery, because we're talking about a 15-year-old boy. We're gonna get a break. Still to come. Did Sebastian Rogers walk away?
No, he didn't. Did not.
He would never leave my house in the middle of the night barefoot, and if he did, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
This case
come
clearly on the net.
I mean, come on. Come on. A kid that doesn't like to be dirty, doesn't like the outdoors, doesn't like the dark, doesn't like to be cold. It was a great day, right? No scent, nothing on camera, no article of clothing, and takes really powerful sleeping medicines. What the hell? Well, Queen CC, they're just trying to give both sides of the story is what it is. Both, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I agree, Rogue. I agree. I mean, come on, man. There is no way. And want to talk about garbage trucks at 3 a.m.? I have called. You can call. Ask them if they have a garbage truck. They know where their garbage trucks are at all hours. Ask them. Ask any. Absolutely any single garbage truck company in that area. Ask them. There is not one that is going in a residential area at 3 a.m. I have spoken to the neighbors. Bobby has said it as well, one of the neighbors. You can see someone pull up their car, right? Go that way. 2 people, perhaps 3, but 2 we know of, come running back to the car, walking fast back to the car. They do something around the car. And as soon as they do something around the car, the other one gets in the vehicle, it backs out, and as soon as that vehicle is backing out, the other one runs in the exact direction of the P-foot home. Not this neighbor next door or not the other neighbor next door. It runs right in the common area toward the home. The one that in about 2.5 to 3 hours later, there is a missing kid, Sebastian Rogers. So anyone that thinks a residential garbage truck in Hendersonville, Tennessee, or for any matter, anywhere, garbage trucks are well lit up. Exactly. But anyone who thinks there's a garbage truck at 3 a.m., I've got oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona. Here we go.
In the middle of the night, barefoot. And if he did, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. You know, we've left in the middle of the night. There's been times that we've gone fishing in the middle of the night. You know, we plan that sort of stuff. But him walking out the door in the middle of the night, no. It's not something he would do. It's something he's never done on me.
That is Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth. He said, you heard him. He would never walk away from his house alone, but Sebastian was at his mother's house that night, the night that he was last seen. The neighborhood and surrounding area all thoroughly searched early on in this investigation. Ponds and other bodies of water were drained and searched. Tracking dogs and their handlers walked the area looking for Sebastian's scent. Interestingly, an audio recording circulating online sounds like it could be a radio transmission from a canine handler during the search for Sebastian. The speaker references several places near Sebastian's home, like the construction site, the cemetery, and a retention pond. The link to the audio file was uploaded to Twitter by SF Investigates, but it's unclear where the recording came from originally. Take a listen.
Nice big track back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach. There's one behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on. Thing is, this is all dry, hard packed. Outside report. LT, we're now headed back south towards the cemetery on the far end of the construction site. That's boy, I can see. I do have some footprints over here. Right there where you're standing? Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond. No shoes, just footprints. The shoes that Max went straight into the pond. He literally dove into it.
So, if that's true, the dog going right into that pond was drained. That brings us to our next question. Did Sebastian walk away overnight? You heard his father say there's no way he would have done that. Never did that at my house when he stayed with me. Did he do it, though, at his mother's? So with a YouTube live streamer behind Gray Hughes Investigates, he is Gray Hughes. What's your assessment of that audio, the dog handlers saying that at least one of the dogs alerted at this pond and it even jumped in? Your thoughts on that? And what the pond was drained, right?
Yeah, it was drained and there was nobody found in it. You know, it's sort of interesting because also in a conversation with Chris Proudfoot, it was in the same conversation. By the way, I just, you know, when you say like I bought it, you know, the thing is we were having a conversation and even I would start pointing in the wrong direction. He goes, no, it's over here. So he was like really certain of what he's telling me. So, you know, either maybe I'm just horrible at reading people, but he seemed really genuine. When he was talking to me, he told me the path that the dog sent it. You know, he went on Kelly Lane and then, so he had the map up earlier, and then basically on Devon Court, and then right there on, I think it's called Parkenham Drive. That's right where the detention pond is, and it's right near, so where that little sign that says water on the upper middle, that's right, just to the right of that is where the retention pond actually is now. And he said that that's where the dog hit, right there. So he's probably aware of that exact same call because just to the right of that's the cemetery right there. So it's right next to that detention pond. And like you said, they searched it and there was, they didn't find anybody. Perhaps he walked right near it. Perhaps he was meeting somebody at that school over there next to the, there's a football stadium, et cetera. So it's possible that he walked over there and somebody picked him up and they were a nefarious actor. Because if he did, if that dog did track him over there, then he likely left on his own, right? Because you're not going to have the mother, like in the middle of the night, walk him over to the pond. You would think, using common sense, that it would be him leaving to meet somebody or going with some other individual.
Well,
right?
on the Pascal show on YouTube, Seth Rogers shared what law enforcement told him about the dogs tracking Sebastian's scent. Take a listen.
One of the dog handlers told me first day, Monday, that the dog popped to a trail and they followed it and went all the way around and it ended in a construction site, but it ended. It's like there was nothing there.
Right. And that's a little odd.
Which
right?
Leads me to believe that, well, if it ends, normally the scent ends when you stop traveling on foot. From my understanding, that would mean that he got into a car.
Gray Hughes, that's basically what you're insinuating as well there. Did Sebastian have electronics, phone? I know he had an iPad, but was there any evidence, digital evidence, that he was communicating with somebody that may have lured him out?
Not that we're aware of, but apparently when he would stay with his biological father, Seth, there, he was allowed to be on the internet and be on social media sites, but he wasn't allowed with the Proudfoots. So I don't know if somehow he communicated with somebody, perhaps some catfishing type person, and he met up with them and something bad happened. That's what we don't know, but we don't have any evidence ourselves that there was digital communication with somebody on the outside. That's just the speculation you might make, because he was really not allowed to do that with the Proudfoots, but when he would stay with his father, a biological father, he was allowed to do that. So maybe during those trips, he was able to make communication with somebody and set something up.
The thing I keep coming back to is that it's not that large of an area, and the timing. Do we know, was he seen in public the evening before on the 25th? Was he out with mom somewhere where they have a definitive, here is the last time he was seen outside of the Proudfoot home?
Yeah, I think they went to, if I remember right, I think it was like pizza or something. They did go out earlier in the evening. Then they came home, and I don't know if anybody saw him outside like late into the evening or something like that playing, and then he goes inside the house and then eventually goes to sleep and makes that sound, etc. I mean, that's the thing is, none
and
of
that's
us
the problem with the
know.
if he the timing there isn't a huge window for if you think the Proudfoots did it or all right.
There's 9
that
hours.
Would require them to first something happened, then they have to cover up and not leave any evidence in the house, successfully move him, and then get back to the house and call 911 after they can't find him at 6 a.m. The window's not that large in terms of transporting and disposing, given the search the next day.
It could have been 10 hours.
Right?
Yeah, no,
it's a mystery.
Also,
What?
Yeah, and also I think it's wasn't Chris Proudfoot not even there? I mean, he was at his work job site, I believe. So that means you
don't
have
know
to
that.
have
That's what
her
he
be
says.
this mastermind and perpetrate. Something happened at home, and she got him in the car and did something, and came back, and nobody's ever got information from any of them at all. And law enforcement said they can find no evidence of foul play. So that means even they've looked inside the vehicles, they've checked everything, and they can find absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where it's just one of those bizarre stories at this point.
And again, a heartbreaking story because at the end, the subject of it is a 15-year-old that nobody knows where he is. Gray Hughes, thank you.
Exactly.
Sebastian Rogers went missing on the same day as another teenager, Madeline Soto. And as tragic as her death is, at least Soto's family has answers as to where Madeline is. Sebastian's family and friends are left with this huge hole because of his disappearance, and they don't know what happened to him. I cannot imagine being a parent and dealing with that frustration. Where could Sebastian be? They are still
And there's
looking
that
for
as well.
answers. We assume the GBI is still working away. They're just tight-lipped. And Dog the Bounty Hunter, he's on it. A lot of people
GBI, not GBI.
around this country are looking for him. Hopefully there'll be answers sooner than later. I'm Ted Rollins. We'll keep digging for answers as this investigation continues.
I'm sorry. I guess that's it, right? Yeah, not GBI, TBI. First of all, that scent, law enforcement said there is no scent of Sebastian leading anywhere. This was a dog handler. Do you believe the dog handler or do you believe law enforcement? There was umpteen dogs that was there, and one jumped in the water. I mean, what the hell? And they get back at 7 o'clock. They get back at 7 o'clock in the evening. They leave about 6:30, 6:45-ish. 6:30, they're home by 6:45. I would say at 8 o'clock till 6 a.m., anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. Why would a child walk out in bare feet when he walks right past his shoes? Tell me. Give me a logical explanation. Why? I mean, why? Why would he even be up at that hour? Why would he be up at 10 o'clock? In other interviews, Mr. and Mrs. Foote say that sometimes they put him to bed at 7:30. 8 o'clock. 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Now, it doesn't take 2.5 hours for medicine to kick in. Born at night, but not last night. If you've ever taken a sleeping pill or something that makes you drowsy, it does not take 2 to 2.5 hours for you to go to sleep. Right? He's very skinny, right? He's young. He's got a fast metabolism. That's going to work quickly, in my opinion. And the mere fact that there's this 2 or 3 hour phone call, 2 to 3 hour phone call at 10 o'clock at night, actually 9:43 or 9:46. In the first interview, the interviewer says, now, you said you went to sleep at 10 o'clock. Well, how can you go to sleep at 10 o'clock if you talked to your husband up till midnight? And that's when Mr. Edgar chimes in. Right? There is so many red flags, in my opinion. Yeah, reading a book for college, also talking to your husband, also sleeping. Also, you yell, you know, you say different things. Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? No, ma'am. You know, he walks out. He says, good night, mama. Good night, puppies. And there is nothing from 7 o'clock up until 10 o'clock. That's 3 hours. We don't know anything about what happened that evening. We were having a pretty good evening. Okay. What made it pretty good? What happened? Tell us what happened. He was in there playing in his room. What was he doing? Playing with paper clips for 3 hours? What did he do? Did he go get a glass of water? Right? Did he come out and ask you any questions? Oh, a lot can happen in 3 hours. Hell yes. Hell yes, it can. Did he not come out and get water? Did he not take a shower? Did you not lay his stuff out for school the next day? Did he not brush his teeth? You don't mention anything about giving him medicine. Right? And listen, I don't know of anybody that doesn't check on their kid before they go to sleep. I don't give a damn how old they are. You don't check on your kid before you go to sleep? Especially one that's special needs? Especially when it's only the two of you in the house? Especially when he takes medication. That medication can make you dizzy. Right? He's had seizures in the past. And you hear a thud and you don't check. Now, whenever you hear something, at 10 o'clock, she would have been on the phone with Edgar. Did he hear it? Did she say, hold on a minute? Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? Exactly, Roller Girl. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, no shower. We hear nothing about a shower, nothing about a bath. They had dinner, they came home, they had a pretty good evening. We don't hear anything. Nothing about what happened from 7 o'clock, really 6:45. Well, he took out the trash when he got home. And we don't hear anything till 10 o'clock. That's 3 hours. That's 3 hours. Also, police want to know about that day. Why do they want to know about that day? They know where Sebastian was all that day. They know where he was all day. Right? we got up. We made pancakes, or we made not pancakes. We made what the hell were they? It's like I forget what they're called. Spaghetti pancakes. Yes, thank you, Soldier Girl. Google it, y'all. Google it. The last thing I would be telling anybody while talking about your missing child is to Google a fucking recipe. Google a recipe. Google a recipe. Google it, y'all. Google it. Fun fact. Nothing fun about it. He likes to brag. And so we called the family, right? Called the family. And then we go out and we allegedly pick up this whoever family member, and we go to, I don't know what the wholesale BJ's or whatever. And then we go to the bowling alley. Lots of fun. Busy weekend. Busy weekend. I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the XX things and all that means. Guidance. You'll have to be more specific. Right? So, why in the hell? And talking about, I mean, since when do we not take the word of the neighbors who actually saw this, the full footage of the camera that saw the trash truck go down the road later? Much long after this car with these flashlights. And it's just convenient, in my opinion, how the only thing that Sebastian may have taken was a flashlight. But yet, when asked about it, the stepdad, mom, nope, nothing to see here. But the body language, in my opinion, tells me a lot more. Tells me a lot more. Okay. I got you, but I don't understand what that means. He is. But look at this. Let me show you what a trash truck looks like at daylight when it gets bright. Let me look at this. Look at let's look at this.
Also,
Here.
random
This
vehicles coming through their also random vehicles coming through their also random vehicles
that's
coming
on
through
their
their
street.
also random vehicles
Look at
coming
those
through their
flashing
also random
lights.
vehicles coming through their also
Look at
random
those
vehicles
flashing
coming through
lights.
their also random vehicles
Oh,
coming
and
through
look
their
at the guy right
also
here
random
walking.
vehicles coming through their
He
also
doesn't
random
have a
vehicles coming through their
flashlight.
also random vehicles coming through their
I've never
also
seen a
random vehicles
flashlight.
coming through their
I've never seen a guy. This is on their street that they live on. This is their actual street. So tell me, look at this big effing trash truck. And tell me, does that look anything like a trash truck? I've never seen a trash truck lights go in squiggly lines. And one, I've seen a trash truck back up, but then a light take off toward the common area, toward the exact direction of Sebastian's home. Never seen that. Never seen a trash truck go at 3 or 3:30 in a residential neighborhood. And I know the trash truck doesn't run at 3 or 3:30 in this neighborhood. How do I know? I've called every single trash company in that area. Can't even believe people are still debating this. Can't even believe people are still even putting that out. It's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life, that a trash truck runs at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, the reason they wanted to go to BJ's is because, I mean, BJ's was having their grand opening. But it seems like a lot of stuff to do that weekend. Now, Edgar says, we work just like any other ordinary family. We work Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, we try to get stuff done. You can tell us, I was at home up until the beginning of February, up until the 5th of February, he says in an interview. Up there until the 5th. But I wasn't home after the 5th. But then he states, I can't tell you the days or if I was home after the 5th. But I can tell you for sure I was home several days in January. That doesn't make any sense. Why can you tell us that you were home several days in January, but you can't tell us after the 5th? Oh, authorities don't want Don't want anyone to know about that. Why would they give a rat's ass for you to say you can't say that you were home after the 5th? He dresses for you. You were at work. You were at work the night Sebastian went missing, right? So why the hell would it matter that you can't say where a stepfather was days and weeks before a child that you say walked out of this house? Tell me. I'll wait. I'll wait. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Another thing that doesn't make sense, the 5th, he leaves. The 6th, two lines are disconnected. 2 cell phones. Ring-a-ding-ding. 2 cell phones. Are disconnected. Pretty interesting, if you ask me. To be left somewhere local. Oh, interesting crafting. I don't know. I find all of these things very interesting. I find it interesting that you can't tell us. Mom can tell us where she was. Dad has no problem telling us where he was. Stepfather, no bueno. No bueno. Why? Why? Mom will say she was there all month. Stepdad will tell you where he was the entire month. Now tell me why only one person says he can't tell you. He also can't talk about why they want to know where people was on Sunday. But the police want to know. We're not privy to that information. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. I find it interesting. A lot of this stuff going on. Now, let me show you a little something here. I think this is it. Find it very interesting. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Or is there
Consider becoming
not a
a
couch in
member.
front of the back
If you're
door?
not yet. Greatly appreciate that.
No, there is a couch in front of a door.
In front of a door. Okay. I was just wondering, so
I find it interesting that we would have heard it. We would have heard it. We would have seen that. What do you mean?
but so can he get out the back? Okay, so he can go
Is there
out-
an exit out the back of the house? Yes. That's unobscured from anything? Yes.
Okay, so okay, but what I'm asking is how did you know that he went specifically out the front door? What made you think that? What made you think that?
We presume that he left out the front door. We never know 100%, obviously, but we presume based off of process of elimination, going over it with law enforcement, going over the house, where things are, how things are, Sebastian's routine, and the fact that that's the door that he always uses or prefers to use, because I won't say 100% of the time he does come in with me through another door, but that's the door Sebastian prominently uses.
That's right. That's the one he prominently uses. He goes through the garage door when he's going in the garage with his mother. Baby Kisses, thank you so much for renewing your membership, my dear. Really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So he, most of the time, majority of the time, goes out the front door. That's where he keeps his shoes along the line. The same shoes that when Seth was taking off his shoes, he noticed that Sebastian's shoes was sitting right there. Right? Now, we know rather that there is cameras across the street, because the cameras across the street picked a person up taking out the trash. Can't tell who it is, but you can tell that a person is wheeling the trash. Right? Right. Now, if he would have went out that door, you would have seen him, in my opinion. In fact, Mr. Foot himself says, because Smiley asked him a brilliant question and said, what if someone was coming up to the front door and luring him out? No. That would have been seen on camera. That would have been seen on camera. Okay. So if someone was walking up to your front door, that would have been seen on camera. But if someone was walking out of your front door, that wouldn't have been seen on camera. Make that make sense. Or maybe he says that would have been seen on camera. Let's just see.
The one that if he were going to sneak out of the house or leave the house for whatever reason, that's the most reasonable door that he would have left out of. Any of the others would have made noise or not been.
Or would not have been locked.
Mm-hmm.
So the back door, the back.
First of all, how would he know what would have been locked? He hadn't been home in a month, he says. How would he know? You hadn't been home in a month. How you know what's going to be locked that night? You could assume. But you know what assumptions get you. Betty, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for your support. So, back door makes a noise. Garage door, he's not going to go out the garage door. Had to have the clicker. That makes a hell of a lot of noise. Anybody has a garage door knows. Plus, that would have been Sebastian going toward the complete opposite end of the house. Then there's the man door. But you see, the back door and the man door, you would have had to have keys. So he couldn't have gone out those doors. They just said it. He would have had to have keys. So it's either a window or the front door. They say all the windows, nothing was altered, screens were in, nothing damaged, windows locked. No. If he would have jumped on bushes, he would have screamed. Yeah, we would have heard that. We would have heard that. Okay. We got that. Cool. Now, how do you think he's going to do barefooted going in the woods, assuming that he would have went in the woods? Is he not going to scream then? Where there's briars, rocks, thorns, thistles, sticks. Is he not going to scream then? How far is he going to get with barefoot? I've even went to the barefoot earthing message boards and asked them how far you could get barefooted before you just really couldn't, walk that much more. And it's not very far.
Door would not lock.
From the outside, like the front, no. You'd have to have the key.
So I'm not going to describe every door lock in our house to
No, I
y'all
understand
personally. That's a safety thing.
Yeah, I
But
understand that. Don't do that.
yeah, but
Yes, Bushit, all the doors were locked. All the doors were locked. In fact, even the front door was locked. You got to do the digital thing. So they say Sebastian walked out that door and didn't take his shoes, didn't take his phone, didn't take a coat, nothing other than perhaps a flashlight that they can't find. Okay? But he had had to enter that code to lock it again. He managed to do that. Now, mine automatically locks, but I guess theirs doesn't. Theirs, you got to enter the code again. Yeah, Thomas, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. Mine automatically locks. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, my dear. Really appreciate you. Thank you,
So what I
Nina.
can say is there's only two doors in the house.
Hold on. Listen to this.
Reasonable door that he would have left out of.
Oh, I need to take a spanner
Any
down.
of the others would have made noise or not
Or
been.
would not have been locked.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
the back door would not lock.
from the outside, like the front, no. You'd have to have the key.
So I'm not going to describe every door lock in our house to
No, I
y'all
understand
personally. That's a safety thing.
Yeah, I
But
understand that. Don't do.
How is it a safety thing whenever the name of the lock is normally right there on every doorknob, the brand? You got to have a key or a code. Why is that a safety thing? I'm just curious. Am I missing something?
That.
yeah, but what I can say is
Listen.
there's only two doors in the house that he could have gone out where he could have locked
From the
on his
outside.
own from the outside. And the one he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would have, and plus it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody would have. Stops right there. Who's everybody? Who's everybody? There's only one other person in the house. Who's everybody? You mean KK would have heard it? Is that what you mean, KK? Is that what you mean? KK would have heard it? Because there's Sebastian, and there's KK in the house. That's not everybody. KK would have heard it. No, he didn't almost say, he said we. Listen.
House that he could have gone out, where he could have locked
From the
on his
outside.
own or from the outside. And the one, he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would have, and plus it would have been seen on.
Oh, he said everybody. 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 There's only one other person other than Sebastian, right? Everybody. You mean Uno person would have heard it. The mother would have heard it, right? But then he cuts that off real quick. And then he says, plus it would have been seen on camera. Hold on.
Yeah, I
But-
understand that. Don't do that.
Yeah, but what I can say is there's only two doors in the house that he could have gone out, where he could have locked
From the
on his
outside.
own or from the outside. And the one, he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would have, and plus it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, plus it would have been seen on camera. Plus it would have been seen on camera. Whose camera? Whose camera? Well, it's either if he walks out the back door, he's not going to because he would have had to have a key. He also wouldn't have walked out that because it makes noise. So, and if we go to the man door or the garage door, well, that would have been seen on camera. Whose camera? Well, maybe the neighbors from the front or the back. But he's got to have a key still. But if he goes out the front door, the neighbor's camera is going to pick that up too. Because it picks up all the way down to where the trash was. Somebody was taking out the trash. And that camera is actually closer to the front door of Edgar and KK's home than it is down there to where their driveway is. Was it their own camera? I don't know. But listen.
Okay.
He says it again. Same interview. Everybody and then we. Listen. You can be in coming out of anesthesia and you won't mix up I and we and everybody. You won't mix those up. You don't have to think on those when you're telling the truth.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So by suspicion or reasonable elimination of all these doors, it's front door.
Okay. And there was no
But again, the front door, she's going to ask here in a second, well, what if someone came up to the front door to kind of lure him out? Nope. That would have been seen on camera. Okay. Well, but there's cameras across the street which saw someone take out the trash. That would have been seen on camera. Nothing was seen on camera that night at all. There's no scent. No other camera picked him up. There is cameras that picked up a car and some flashlights with some human beings going in a common area, one running toward back the house while one is backing out and leaving. And then 2.5 to 3 hours later, a child is missing. And then she doesn't call 911.
Windows unlocked or anything like that y'all can tell or could tell. I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah, with
Yes,
the
yeah.
screens intact and things like that.
Yeah, nothing
Listen.
exterior of the building of our house has been altered.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why it was like, oh,
Yes, guys, please hit that thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up so we can have a chicken party. I'm working here. Come on. Let's get it going. How many thumbs up do we got, y'all?
not only that, but for him to go out the window, so to speak, he would have landed in the flower bed and, barefooted. Yeah, we'd have heard something because he had landed on it.
Oh. Who would have heard something? Who would have heard something? Oh, come on, guys. 677. Come on. We would have heard something. What? Who's this we? You don't mess that up. You would naturally say, if you, in my opinion, had your head laying down on another bed that night, you would have said, yeah, she would have heard something. KK would have heard something. And if you landed on a bush, right? Well, yeah, it's going to hurt his feet, but so is walking barefoot through the woods, on pavement, anywhere. So who's the we? Yes, we need a chicken party. Who's the we? Hello, Heather.
Screamed.
Yeah.
But for him to go out the window, so to speak, he would have landed in the flower bed and, barefooted. Yeah, we'd have heard something because he had landed on it and screamed.
Because he would have landed on it and screamed. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ginger. Thank you, babies.
You love me. You really love me.
Am I still living in the 80s? I have no clue who has cameras in my neighborhood. I do not pay attention to that. He seems to know where all of them are located, in my opinion. You're right. Do you guys know where all of your cameras are? Like all your neighbors' cameras are? Just a genuine question. No? Thank you, Misty Moonlight. No. Because you don't have to worry about it, right? You do, Soldier Girl? Interesting. I don't know where all my neighbors' cameras are. I don't know. Never thought about it. No, you don't think about it generally. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, my dear. You might know where your cameras are. You might know where your cameras are. Right. Yeah, everyone's saying that they've never paid attention. Yes, you only know where yours are. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Who's the we? Who's the we?
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, so let me get these people. I know they're itching for some hard questions. And I've been, all right. So, let's see. I know that girl has been wanting to ask, you cut out. Oh, there you go. Okay.
That I was going to get in trouble over something stupid. And I was like, no, Sebastian, you got punished, man. You got
that you was going to get in trouble over something stupid. What was the something stupid? In another one, he said, Sebastian thought he was going to get me kicked out of my house.
punished. And he was like, but, and I was like, you got punished. And the lady took him outside. She goes, Sebastian, just because you get in trouble and you get punished, you need to understand when you go and you say things about people and you lie and you fabricate things and you make it sound worse than what it is, sir, you can get in trouble for that. So that happened. And the lady was like, I am so sorry. And I said, no, he's just a child. He's upset. It is what it is. I'm okay.
Yep, he's just a child. Right? He made me think I was going to, he made it sound like I was so horrible. Right? He thought he was going to get me kicked out of my house. He thought he was going to get me in trouble in something stupid. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just a child. Just a child. Hear ye. Just a child. Remember what Nina said about her son's toddler bed. She was coming home one day. Who's in her house? Who's in her house? And said person was walking down the steps with her son's toddler bed, going to give it to the neighbors. And he turns around and takes it right back in. What was he doing when she wasn't there? That shows, in my opinion, sneaky. Throwing a toddler's bed out. Toddler bed out. Now think about that. This is your stepson. That was your stepson as well. Right? Your stepson. But when Nina, according to Nina, turns right back around when she sees him. Now, what do we know umpteen years later about the new stepson? He brags about going in his room, picking his stuff off the floor, not holding it for a little bit, or, taking it away for a while. No. No. He takes it, makes the stepson, i.e., Sebastian, his words, take it to the trash, haul it, takes the trash can out to the curb. That's a pattern. That is a pattern. It is. Why would you want to throw away, give away your stepson's stuff? A toddler? What did a toddler do? I'm assuming, my opinion, based upon what Nina said, you were mad at Nina, perhaps? Because, a toddler's bed, their first bed, is important, right? It's important. And you just, the toddler comes home one day and you just not there? What do you say? What do you say? That's depraved, if you ask me, in my opinion. Mom first always, thank you so much, my dear. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. I'm working it tonight, girl. I'm telling you. I really am fired up. Fired up tonight. Well, I understand. Betty says, I'm not being disrespectful to the neighbors in any way. I understand their position, but would like to think that I would quickly grow a pair and speak up. I truly hope I could do that. Now, listen, I hear you. I understand. But what I will say is they have all spoken to authorities, which is the most important thing. Let's make, that's crystal clear. But they would like to tell their account of the things that they have seen, heard, witnessed to the public. Right? Maybe some of them haven't talked to the authorities, like maybe they still holding things back. I don't know. I hope not. But, when they get attacked for just telling their truth, what she saw, she heard, and she knows, why would anyone else want to come out and speak on that? They're doing it for, the public, notifying the public about, what they've saw and heard and stuff. You can't really blame them. Right? So there's that.
Okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
He sat that back down at the dinner table and was like, see, eat your food. And we went back and everything's been fine.
Everything's been fine. See? Eat your food. And mind you, he's sitting there at the table and he's not happy because he's being punished. He's still being punished even after that spanking? I thought that was a punishment. For a damn belt? For a damn belt. That he lied about, forgot about, whatever. But that seems like, in my opinion, an extreme measure for forgetting or lying about a belt. Either or. And I'm just saying, if you have a 15-year-old and the worst thing he's ever did to get, like, the worst punishment that he's ever gotten in that home, a physical punishment, was forget a belt. Sebastian had to have been very easy. And why do kids lie? Why does anyone lie? Because they don't want to get in trouble. Because they feel that the consequences of that is far greater, so they lie.
Yeah. That girl wants to know, what was he wearing when they went to dinner? Maybe he returned, if
Listen
it was
to
his
this. I
favorite
wanna
place,
talk
I
about
guess,
this.
to the restaurant. Katie, you remember?
We may have lost her.
Oh, was there a life insurance policy on him? Well, while they want to know.
And not only that, but if somebody had been by the front door, punched in the code, believe it or not, no, it's not super clear, but you would have seen a shadow or a figure.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? Listen to this again.
If they would have door punched in the code.
While they want to know.
Right here.
And not only that, but if somebody had been by the front door, punched in the code, believe it or not, no, it's not super clear, but you would have seen a shadow or a figure.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Based on, something would have been visible because one of the lights is still visible from that Ring camera from across the street.
Now, so if someone would have been punching in that code going to that door, it would have been seen on camera. But then he says, you would. Yeah, you would have been able to have seen it. You would. That's very interesting words, M. Blunk. That's very interesting. You would. But regardless, somebody would have walked up to that door, punched that code in. I don't care if it was pitch dark outside. I don't care if that even light wasn't on that. You would have still been able to see it. I'm telling you, these ring lights makes everything glow. You can be in pitch dark. If you got a Ring camera and you got a shed outside that doesn't have any windows in it, or a room, start it up in a room that has no light. You will see it still glow. Everything. So why, if someone would have walked up to that front door, would the camera be able to see that? But why, if he walked out of that front door that they believe he did, would he have not been seen? Yeah, I know, Coco. I know. You're coming, I mean, that makes no sense. Right. You know the saying, if I can see you, you can see me? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That has been, like I said, every video, and I've said this through Facebook, everything in the neighborhood. I couldn't talk to you enough positive about my neighborhood, because anybody had cameras voluntarily gave up hard drives, flash drives, access to clouds for them. They've let people go in and search their houses multiple times without needing a warrant or a subpoena or anything. They've just openly done it. So, I mean, that's why it's so difficult right now.
Yeah. So you may not can answer this, but I mean, it was public because we saw them. We saw them with our own eyes. So they come out about 11 times, counting the backyard where they took pictures. Okay. So did they come in and check as well the 11 times, or did they do forensics like luminol or anything like that?
Why would they keep coming back inside the home 11 times? Why? If you went inside that home 11 times, Sebastian is supposed to have walked out the door. So there's nothing in there, right, that's going to be important if he walked out. So why there 11 times? Huh.
No.
Asking.
No. I can answer. No, they haven't done that. We actually, Katie and I sat down at our table in our dining room, and that's basically where everything conducts itself.
God.
We sat down with them in the dining room, and I asked them flat out, I was like, what about fingerprints?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can we not take fingerprints? What can we do? Can we?
Now, tell me this. Why would you need fingerprints? Why would you need fingerprints of anything when he lives in his own house and you say he walked out the door? Why would you need fingerprints? He lives there. He walked out. Right? You don't need fingerprints. But he says they asked about fingerprints. And we got pew-pewed down. I don't know why he walked out the door, she says. My opinion, he didn't. Listen.
Check this, and we checked that. And they said, no, because, and they explained why fingerprinting would not necessarily be where they would get a hit, was ridges and things like that compromise the fingerprint.
In my opinion, I'm not sure he asked. Ridges and stuff, if he walked out of the door on his own, who needs fingerprints?
Yeah.
And then he goes, despite TV and the movies, that stuff you see is not necessarily true. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I just, they said, think of anything. Well, we were thinking and asked them, how about this? And how about that? What about this? What about that? And we got shot down.
Yeah. So with Sebastian.
Now,
Tennessee, West Sebastian, yes.
Okay. Tell me this. Yeah, and ridges are the fingerprint. Yeah, exactly. And tell me this. When he says, and we got pew-pewed down, why is that funny? Why is that funny? And we got shot down. Never seen anyone think that's funny that has a missing child. Never seen it. That should frustrate the shit out of you. That should frustrate the hell out of you. You're trying to find your child. Exactly, 77. It's not. It's not funny.
I mean, in fact, Sebastian here, I'll just, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day.
Just like I'm so fired up. What's the Peter Hyatt said, people who say they have nothing to hide have everything to hide. Just let you know. Just to let you know. You don't have to say that.
Because we were at the house, he got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, where's your belt? And
now, remember, he loses his memory on, convincing language, exactly. He loses his memory on Nancy's program, though. Right? It's been so long, can't really. But here, man, he's got it. He knows it, y'all.
Got it. He got it. Tennessee, West Sebastian, yes, ma'am. And in fact, Sebastian here, I'll just, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house, he got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, where's your belt? And got it. Whack. Kind of got him.
He just goes, you know something? I just thought of something. Hold on. Let me listen to that again.
So he goes to school. I was like, where's your belt? Because we we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, where's your belt? And got it. Whack. Kind of got him.
Okay, that's what I thought. He says Sebastian lied to him about not having a belt. Where's your belt? I ain't got it. Whack. Well, if he told you he ain't got it, that's not a lie. That's not a lie. If he said, I ain't got it. I just now noticed that. That's not a lie. Sebastian did not lie. There you go. Because I asked him in KK on this very program, on Smiley's, I said, did you whip him because Sebastian lied about the belt? No, actually, I said, so you hit him for forgetting his belt. And Katie speaks in and says, no, because he lied about forgetting his belt. Something in that vicinity that I'll play it. I've got it. But there you go. So, according to his speech here, Sebastian didn't lie. Where's your belt? I ain't got it. Whack. What a
So he got to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, where's your belt? And got it. Whack. Kind of got him.
Hold on. I just noticed. Wait a second.
I asked him went to school one day because we were at the house. He got.
Okay. Sebastian went to school one day. We were at the house.
Got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on.
He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on.
I was like, where's your belt? And got it. Whack. Kind of got him.
There you go. There you go, people. There you go. So there's another one. There's another one. Where's your belt? I ain't got it. Whack. Then he says something like, and I got him. Poor kid.
So he goes to school and he tells the teacher, they're mandatory reporters.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
So the teacher reports it. That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's
Sybil.
Not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So he shows, he makes a report. They come to the house, and the lady who comes to the house is the same lady we've had. She's had a case before. Now, the case that was before was something that didn't even happen, and it's like 3 stories that was shoved into one. And when they finally got it debunked, they were like, "Oh, he got so mixed up in telling one story, it mixed into 3, and it caused a commotion."
I don't think he got mixed up at all. I don't think he got mixed up at all. I think he knows exactly what happened to him. I think someone else may have manipulated and jumbled it up, in my opinion. But I don't think it was Sebastian. Oh, you're fine, Gypsy. You're fine, darling. You've missed a lot, girl, though. I'm telling you. Fired up tonight.
Well, they canceled that out. So the one on me, she shows up And I said, "Hey, how you
Yes.
doing?" It's her again. She's like,
Lakeside.
"Oh, hey."
Yes.
She's, "Hey, I already don't." She's like, "Don't tell me anything, but I'm gonna tell you what I know happened." And I said, "Okay."
Listen, I don't ever believe, coming from someone who's been best friends with someone that works in CPS, who is also my neighbor, I don't believe anyone working for CPS has ever said, "Don't tell me anything. Let me tell you."
Because blue, blue, blue. She told me exactly what happened. I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh my God."
Okay. She told me exactly what happened. So if Sebastian told someone at school and they found it enough to report that, because they are mandatory reporters, and they tell the CPS, and she tells Edgar exactly what happened. Exactly. Not the story was off, but exactly what happened. It was enough for Sebastian to tell someone. It was enough for the faculty to be worried enough to report it. And Sebastian apparently tells the faculty, whoever there, exactly what happened. The, we'll say, faculty or teacher told CPS exactly what happened, and the CPS lady told exactly what happened to Mr. Foote. Why does this concern? Why does this enough, whatever it was, to bother Sebastian, bother the teacher? And I've got messages from that teacher. She's talked out publicly. And she doesn't believe that Sebastian walked out on his own. She says she believes there is a lot more to this. But let's see what else he says.
I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been."
This is how it's been. Now, when he says, just your opinion, how do you take that when he says, "This is how it's been"? Does that mean it's been lovely in the home? Has it been lovely? Or has it been, "This is how it's been," over and over and over, and toxic and all of this? Which one is it when he says that? "Yes, ma'am, this is how it's been"? Yes, it's been hard. Been a struggle. Should I hear that again?
I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been."
This is how it's been. So does it sound like it's been this, rainbows and butterflies and you know, all of that. Eileen, thank you. Justin, your research is above and beyond the best. Love you and Remy Pro. Oh, thank you so much, Eileen. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I have truly gave everything to this case, honestly. Like, have stayed up at night just pondering, thinking on words, listening to these words slowly. How would I feel if I was in this situation? I feel really bad for Sebastian. Feel really bad for Sebastian. I feel really bad for anybody. In my opinion, who has to live with someone like that. I believe, in my opinion, regardless of who did this, if there is foul play, I believe this would not have happened if it had not been for one person. I will not say that person, but I will just say, in my opinion, I believe whether there's foul play or not, I believe he would not have either ran out or have been taken out had it not been for one person. One person. And in my opinion, another person sold out on their kid. That's my opinion. It's not a fact. It's my opinion. Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you so much, my love. Really appreciate your support. Means a lot. Truly. Thank you, Jan. Was that Remy? No. She is zonked out. She is zonked out.
Sebastian thought by telling on me, making it sound like I was so horrible.
Now, that's how it cut off. I didn't chop that. That's his words. Sebastian thought about telling on me. Telling on me. What was he telling? What was he telling on you? What was he telling on you? Making it sound like I was so They drop. I thought that was interesting timing myself. Not yet, Lakeside. Not yet. Telling on me. Well, was he not telling on his mama? Was he not telling on his daddy? Did he not have a reason to? What was it about him? In my opinion, what was it about him? At least from the way I perceive this. Why? Why only him? You know, the one that has had multiple families in 20 years. That one. Why? Why him? Some people can't see.
Oh, you cut out. I'm gonna try to find it.
I don't believe they cut out. I don't believe it cut out.
And it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot.
on-
To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Great one. Did you ever use a belt on him?
Have I ever used the
The
belt
picture
on
will come back up in a
Sebastian?
second.
Okay.
Hold on.
Outside
Listen
of
to
his
this.
clothes.
Great one. Did you ever use a belt on him?
Have I ever used the belt on Sebastian? Yes.
Okay.
Outside of his clothes, on his buttocks.
Okay. Please call DV when Sebastian home. Okay. Have you ever had domestic violence called on you when Sebastian was there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I actually don't have any domestic violence in my history. Period.
Okay. He says he's never had domestic violence, y'all. Okay. Now here's one. Let's see. Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Let's see. Let me get some of their questions and then I'll ask you a really hard, I think it's a hard question.
Okay.
I might put you on the spot, but
Nah, you're fine.
okay. All right. Let's ask theirs first because I don't want you to go, oh, I'm over here.
Little Miss Sunshine, have you ever heard law enforcement say CP passed a polygraph? No. Nope. Nope. In fact, let's talk about that a second. Nancy. Well, let's take that back. First interview. Did you both take a lie detector test? Yes, and the answer is passed. Okay. That we were in the chat, all of us, and the chat was going wild because of the way he answered that. And then one of the interviewers said, the way you said that, you said passed. Did you both actually take the lie detector and pass? Yes. Yes. And then it was asked again, same interview. And the interviewer said, guys, we've asked this 2 times already. This is the last time I'm going to ask him the question. He said he took the lie detector test and he passed. And that's when he said, no, 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 no. I didn't say who or when. If it doesn't matter who or when, the question was, Dick Van Dyke, did you both pass the lie detector test? That's the question. We're not talking about anybody else. If it doesn't matter who or when, you could be talking about, Mr. Sister in 1932. A lie detectors were taken back then. Yeah, I can't even Dick Van Dyke. I don't know. It's a funny name to me. And then, king of semantics, king of word salad bullshit, in my opinion, allegedly. And then he goes on the queen of true crime.
And it to Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Goes on the queen of true crime. And she says, Mr. Edgar, did you take a lie detector test? And he says, ma'am, I've offered. But because of my location, I didn't need to take one. Nancy's like, oh, okay. Cool. Gotcha. Well, that ain't good enough for Nene. Nene's gonna get you. You know that. You ain't, you are not getting nothing past Nancy. Nene. Nene says, okay, will you take one if we set you up one? Name the time and place. Name that time and place. Check. Nancy's fixing her bronzer, honey. Nancy named the time and place, and suddenly, dun dun dun, TBI allegedly says, Mr. Foote, oh, we will give you this lie detector test. We will give it to you now, even though, according to you, you were in a camper. We're not going to waste our resources, time, energy, money. We're looking for a child. And if we know you were there, why the fuck would we give you a lie detector test? So, pardon my French. He says he goes and takes it. He also says, I kid you not. He says, I kid you not. It's an open book cheat test. That's what he says. It's an open book cheat test. And he also declines Nene's, Nancy Grace's offer for the lie detector test. Okay. It's an open book cheat test. Why didn't you take it with Nancy? Why? Seth did. Not a problem. No sweat off his back. Why? Do people just not think about all of this? And they just are like, oh, I think someone might have handed him a game out in the road. They say this. I think someone might have handed him a game out in the road. Mm-mm-mm. Well, number one, there would have been, I don't know, cameras that would have seen it everywhere. Them pulling into the freaking street, down the street, on their street, in front of their house. It's just amazing to me. Oh, I think someone met him out there with a game. Jesus Christ.
No. I gave you my word, and I told you I'll
Well,
stick to my word.
Yeah, can I ask? Then I'll ask you now before I go to theirs, before I forget.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
What in the world is this on your arm on day 8? The
Listen to how he
interview?
answers
It's
this.
a scratch or a bite
Ugh.
mark?
Left arm or right arm?
Oh, I don't know.
Notice how he says left arm or right arm. But he's going, this is how, to me, this question right here shows me the calculation. Left arm or right arm? He's asking her. But then once she says arms or whatever, he knows exactly where they're at. And he knows what happened. Mm-hmm. Listen to this.
It's a scratch or a bite mark.
Left arm or right arm?
Oh, I don't know. It's the one where you were in the green shirt. And I think it was the right arm.
So right arm slightly above the elbow.
I think
I'm
it was
guessing.
Slightly above the elbow.
I think it was right below, if I'm not mistaken.
So I've got 2 spots, on one on my hand, and I got one on my.
And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if hindsight's here but there's a TikTok video, and it shows all the marks on his arm, and it's not 2 marks. It's not 2 marks at all. Those arms were jacked. That's what I'm saying, Mary. He knows exactly where they're at. Left arm or right arm, but he knows exactly where they're at. Not, oh, you mean the one above my elbow and the one on my hand? Left arm or right arm?
Closer to my elbow. There are 2 spots.
Uh-huh.
We have little Morkies, and we have one that's very playful. We have one that's not so playful. And I like to roughhouse my little Morkies, and I put my hand down and they chase it around, and I don't stop, and I let them nibble. And I've been dumb enough, and I've gotten scratched by the bigger one.
They got their claws clipped and not grinded, so they're rough right now.
Yeah, but I thought you hadn't been home for almost a month, or all month.
Now, right here, you could hear, in my opinion, the wheels fucking spinning. Crank, 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 crank. You could hear 'em. You could hear that. Right? Quick. How does he operate a crane? A crane operator end up with those marks, in my opinion. Well, listen to what he said. Hold on.
I'm down.
Listen to this.
And I like to roughhouse my little Morkies, and I put my hand down and they chase it around, and I don't stop and I let them nibble. And I've been dumb enough and I've gotten scratched by the bigger one.
So he says he lets them bite and scratch.
They
They nibble, and scratch.
got their claws clipped and not grinded, so they're rough right now.
Yeah, but
So let's think about this. They got their claws clipped. So since the time, let's think about this. Sebastian went missing, and the few days after, between Sebastian going missing and that interview, how many days was it? 9 days? They were clipping the dog's nails during that time of the, Sebastian missing, clipping the dog's nails. Just go ahead and clip these dog's nails while we're at it. That would be the last thing from my mind, is clipping a dog's nails. Especially within 9 days of my child going missing. If those dogs love Sebastian and someone was hurting him, would they have tried to protect him? I don't know. But Sebastian loved those dogs. I didn't see his arms ever, scratched or bitten like that in any
I
pictures.
thought you hadn't been home for almost a month, or all month. I thought it looked like fresh scratch.
Night, little
I'm
red.
just
So
saying.
when I'm in a green shirt,
Yeah,
okay,
you were talking
was that
to Fox 17.
okay?
Okay.
Fox 17. I had already been home, so I got home February 26th. That
So
can
that
be
was a new
released because that's when I came home.
Yeah, you're saying it was a new scratch then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, I came home February 26th. We did the interview.
Oh, thank you,
And those
Hindsight.
are
You're
scratches that are
amazing.
fresh. 'Cause
Okay.
the day I came home, I was actually still wearing my work clothes.
Okay. So y'all, he's saying that is a fresh scratch. So I'll say it now. I have also asked about that picture.
Oh, sorry. I was like, look at this, look at this, look at this. How many thumbs up do we got, mods? I got to show you this. This is the arm. Thank you so much, Hindsight, for sending me this. 821. Okay, that's better. Watch this. Marks versus no marks. There have been many photographs about the alleged marks on CP's arm during the interview with WSMV on 3/4/24. See actual video with movement may bring some light to these alleged images. This is by Hindsight. Okay. Brilliant video. Watch this. Morkies. Just wait. Look at that. This is movement. This is moving. I paused it. Look at that. Oh, I had it on mute. I'm sorry. Me too, Mohawk.
Spots on one on my hand, and I got one on my closer to my elbow. There are 2 spots.
That's the other arm. Look at this. Look at this. Mark. To me, it looks like a bruise there. It looks like a scratch there. Scratches here. Oh my God. I just now noticed these 2. Holy shit. Look at these right here. That lightens it up. Look at that. Holy shit. Look at those. Right there. Yep. When a bruise is yellow, it's healing. Yep. Look at that area. I'm talking about like these right here. Right there. I mean, oh my God. Look at that. Oh, hell. Let me do this again. Oh, crap. Oh, damn. I did it again. Look at that. Oh my God. That's crazy. Look at these. All of these. I mean, did the lady not notice this and be like, what the fuck? I mean, listen. Oh, let's talk about this for a second. I know, baby kisses. I know. Let's think about this a minute. How many times do you let a dog keep scratching you? Like over and over and over and over and over and over again? Because those bled. Because in my opinion, Shining Star, just my opinion, it's not a fact. I think this is February. You wear long sleeves in February. And he walked out the house. Because I believe they were working under the assumption he walked out the house. And you don't see anything if you've got long sleeves. So there is no suspect, right, in this case. Right?
We have little Morkies, and we have one that's very playful. We have one that's not so playful. Morkies, and we have one that's very playful. We have one that's
Oh my God. Look at this. Lighten it up a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. Breaks my heart. His breathing gets weird when he's telling. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, our Morky's 200 pounds. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. My car scratched me before, and I haven't had marks like that. Yep, lean on me. I agree, baby.
It's not so playful. And I like to roughhouse my little Morkies, and I put my hand down and they chase it around, and I don't stop, and I let and they chase it around, and I don't put my hand down and they chase it around, and I don't.
Holy shit. Holy shit. That looks to me like someone is grabbing, like grabbing you. Who would have let their dogs be scratched like that over and over and over and over?
Put my hand.
I mean, look. And you know what? Right there. Holy. Look at that. Tell me if that doesn't look like the top part of a mouth, how it angles, and this the bottom. Zoom in if you can. That looks like a mouth, in my opinion. Look at that. Zoom in. If you're on your phone, zoom in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who the hell is going to just continue to let a dog's, I mean, if something's sharp, you pull the fuck away. If something's sharp, you pull the fuck away and be like, "Oh, that's sharp. Oh, that burns." And you don't do it again. Yeah, March 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days after Sebastian went missing. Do y'all see that? Bottom. This literally makes me want to just cry.
Down and they chase it around, and I don't stop, and I let them nibble, and I've been dumb enough, and I've gotten scratched by the big.
Now look at underneath this arm.
Been dumb enough, and I've gotten scratched by the bigger one.
Look at that. I don't know of anyone who is going to let their dog mauled by both arms. And with all of this, in my opinion, stuff that does not make sense based upon their words, what the hell is going on? Hey, Mark, good to see you, buddy.
They got their
So
claws clipped and not grinded, so they're rough right now.
Yep.
Look at this. That looks deep. That looks deep. Both arms. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but a little Morky, how does it get to both arms?
But I thought you hadn't been home for almost a month, or all month. I thought it looked like fresh scratch. I'm just
so
saying.
when I'm in a green shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were talking
Was that
to Fox 17.
Look at that. This is shit. This is insanity. I mean, look at that. Was the Morky's teeth are smaller than nail. Yeah.
Okay,
Hey.
Fox 17. I had already been home. So I got home February 26th. That can be released because that's when I came home.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I agree, baby kisses.
You're saying it was a new scratch then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, I came home February 26th. We did the interview, and those are scratches that are fresh.
Okay.
The day I came home, I was actually still wearing my work clothes.
That's so hilarious. I was wearing my work clothes. Oh, because you was at work, right? You wear your fucking work clothes. What else would you wear? What's her name from Legally Blonde? You look like the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. What's her name? Help me out. I love her. She's like my idol. And I should know her name. No, not Reese. No. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. No, Jennifer Coolidge. There we go. Jennifer Coolidge. She goes, I'm taking the dog, dumbass. No, Jennifer Coolidge. I'm taking the dog, dumbass. Yes. Jennifer Coolidge. I love her. Taking the dog, dumbass. Yeah. That's her. Like, if I could probably morph into any human any other human's body, like in modern, like I would want to be Jennifer Coolidge. That's me. When because she loves her dogs, right? And she's having trouble, and she's a nail tech. And she goes to the, her camper, the bend and snap. So he was playing with puppies at the time. Right, always late. Yes. So he was playing with the puppies at the time. His wife's son went missing instead of consoling his wife, really. Well, not only that, I guess they had time to trim the dog's nails. What else you got to do? I could see it. Yeah. I bet so too, Lolo. I'm taking the dog, dumbass. Oh, mommy's awake. Dear mommy. There he is. Come on. Mommy the wink. There he is. You hungry? Yes. Okay. Okay. That's okay. Yep. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Ooh. That gives me chill bumps every single time. Okay. This is crazy.
Okay, so y'all, he's saying that is a fresh scratch. So I'll say it now. I have also asked.
That is not a scratch. That is being mauled by a Morkie. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, and go camping. Yes. Please lighten my mood. Oh, guys, I missed y'all. I'm so sorry. Cassie, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Feels like he's dragging on those marks. Untamed by Keeper's Delight. Yes. Exactly. I agree. I agree totally. And baby kisses. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, baby kisses. Much love. You want any more? Mimi, baby, you're so cute. I can't take it. Sorry, we interrupt this program to feed my monkey. Do 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 do. Okay, he adds an unimportant detail. What's the unimportant detail? Ain't no one like me on here. I'll tell you that. She loves daddy kisses. I love her kisses. Not buying it with those bite marks, deep, large teeth marks, in my opinion. I have 2 German Shepherds, and they have a bit when playing and not trying to hurt me. I've also had small breeds and never got that. I mean, yeah. I mean, they look like they're mauled. Did you eat your peas? She didn't eat her peas. Little sweetie. Yeah, sweetie. He's like Steven Cerns. Every time he opens his mouth, he lies. Yes. Yep. If Sebastian wasn't a runner, why would he did this? Yeah. Okay, here, take it. Excuse me. Oh, I love peas. You don't like peas? She just the only thing yeah, I saw Dolly's oldest brother died today. Poor Dolly. I feel bad. She's got a lot going on right now. Her husband, Carl, he has advanced dementia right now. And she's been not working as, doing the appearances as much. And to be honest with you, like Dolly has always, well, not always been skinny. She was bigger in the 80s and 70s. Yeah, Dolly Parton. But she is so skinny right now. And I don't know if it's like stress or if she's on, the weight loss stuff, but she is skinny, really skinny. Last time I seen her, like really, really skinny. She's a wonderful human being. It could be age. It could be age. But I mean, she's always been skinny. Her waist is about like that. But she's really, really, I think she's 78 now? Let me see. Yep, she's 78. Yep, she's 78. Yep. It could be. It could be. Something. I'm going to tell you something. Working for hospice, like we lose our muscle mass as we get older. It's just how it works. But I'm telling y'all, if you are in your 50s, 60s, even 70s or beyond, eat the hell out of some protein and collagen. It is so important. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not just 78 just reminded me. There's something about 78 for a lot of people. It's 78. It's not 77 and it's not 79. It's 78. Oh, crybaby, you do. Oh, God bless you. Thank y'all. Thank you, Karen, Miss Mandy. But I have seen it. It's 78. It's like a lot of people start really losing their muscle mass significantly right there. And they'll start going downhill at 78. It happened to my grandmother. 78 is when she started going downhill. I was always scared of 78. Or like I was like, oh, let's hope we get through 78. 78 decline. She lived another 4 years. So up until 78, perfect. Nothing. And 78, some people live another 20 years. they're fine, but I'm just saying a lot of people. I've just noticed 78. Like if you get past that 78 and you're good, like thank God, thank God for every day. But I noticed with my father-in-law in his late 70s, he also does not eat as much, and he is 86 now. That's wonderful, Mohawk. But late 70s is it. Yeah. Guidance 50's nothing. Girl. My mother went downhill at 78 and lived 80. Same with my soldier girl. Same with mine. My mom started going downhill at 79, 80. Yeah. Yep. It's something right there. That's amazing, Mama Dukes. God bless her with a long life. That's so amazing. You're right, Justin. That's what happened with my mom. We lost her at 80. Yep. Yep. It's something right there at 78. I have noticed this, and I've talked to other nurses and stuff about this as well. And they're like, yeah. I mean, as every year that we age, we rapidly age. Oh, goodness. You okay? You sneeze. Bless you, mommy. That's the two best things. Yes. Stay active and protein, mother chicken, protein, mother chicken, protein, and collagen, mother chicken, collagen, mother chicken, collagen. You're scared a lot of 78-year-olds now, right now. Oh, I'm sorry, X. I'm sorry. I just want you to seriously. I mean, doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying I've seen it a lot. Yeah, protein and collagen powders. Put it in your coffee every morning. You'll notice a difference in your hair, your skin, everything. And calcium. Oh, yeah, of course, calcium. Yes. Take good care of your heart and your mind if you can. My mom passed at 76, but she had several life-threatening complications at 2014 until she passed in 2022. Yeah. What has collagen in it? Collagen supplements. Yeah, I mean, you can do like bone broth and stuff like that. That has, collagen in it. But you just need collagen. You can put it in your coffee. It's tasteless. Jello, yeah, Jello. That's what Jello is collagen, pretty much. Yep, I remember her halftime show. Yeah. 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 Pearl. Say hi. Yeah, turmeric. You need to get good turmeric, but yeah. Collagen is collagen, Ginger, you're absolutely right. You need collagen. That is what's the cushion in between your bones. Right? Let me tell you something. When she scratches, like this is very common for monkeys. They're not necessarily itching for, it can be for different reasons. It's not like it's more like behavioral. She scratches herself so hard. You can hear it. I'm like, God, girl, don't that hurt your skin? Don't that hurt your skin? Not the glasses. Yeah, turmeric's good for it's good for any type of pain and inflammation. Bad for a block. Oh, really? No, nope, Lisa. It's just monkeys do it as a social behavior, and they do it as to let off energy. You'll notice on any monkey, that's all they just scratch on some. As soon as after I bath her, I dry her a little bit, but then I put baby lotion all over her, like Aveeno, all over her. Turmeric's good for everything, pretty much. I mean, it's good for everything. Yep. I can't do turmeric. I have no gallbladder. Yeah. Yeah. I love Aveeno. Yeah, don't fall past 60. That's when it gets really bad. If you fall past 80, specifically 78, 80, you're done. You're done. Almost. Almost always. Don't fall. You ready for bed, aren't you? It's my ear, it hurts. Speaking of nails, I've got to file her nails. I've really got to file her nails or clip them, but I don't like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. We get the body we deserve in our sometimes. I don't know if that's always true, but sometimes. Polish her nails. Her nails are so little, teeny tiny, and they're kind of pointy. You know, like the girls with like the pointy nails. I hate those, to be honest with you. But they're kind of like that, but they're like tiny, tiny, tiny. We file ours. We never clip them. Yeah. Yeah. You don't really need to clip them. You just need to really file the tip off of them. My mom is 74. She has her gallbladder out and she's fighting cancer. Oh, Thomas, we'll keep her in our prayers. God bless her. Hate cancer. Terrible. It's terrible. All right, guys. Is Nick live? Is he live right now? Just get any good protein, preferably organic. Okay. All right, Nick is live. Nick the Hat. If y'all want to drop his thing, and I'll head over there. Drop his thing so people who don't know can go over there. Would someone drop his link?
Monkey see, monkey do, monkey does. Monkey.
Good night, everyone. Oh, that's wonderful, Thomas. God bless her. Can someone drop Nick's link? Anybody? There we go. Thank you, SL, my love. Thank you all. God bless you. Appreciate you. I will see you guys, Lord willing, in the morning. I'm sorry, Francis. Thank you, blessed. Night, 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 night. Good night. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm coming.